Good morning. So this is a long overdue video, but I recently just purchased my very first pair of wool longies that are not homemade by myself, and I chose not to pay to have them lanolized for me because I'm going to show you how to lanolize a pair of wool pants, shorts, skirties, shorties, anything like that. They should have already come felted for the most part, which does make them relatively waterproof, but then lanolizing them makes them bulletproof so that they won't leak on you during the night. These were made by Gma Made It. She's an amazing woman. These are custom made. I've been dying for this Hunter blaze orange color sweater. I couldn't find it anywhere, and then she did this really awesome deer applique on the butt. So lanolizing is just the process of putting this cream into the material to keep it waterproof. So first you're going to do is get to your sink, and you're going to run room temperature water. I like to do hot first and then kind of adding cold as I go. You don't want the water to be too hot because you can shrink your wool and felt it even more, which can adjust the size of that. And if there's a custom-made pair of longies or shorties, you might be upset if you shrink them, and we don't want to shrink them. So I get the water going about room temperature, and you're going to want to get these as wet as possible. Really soak it in. Now these are already somewhat repellent, so you're going to want to keep soaking them and squeezing them and getting them as wet as you can. Now, only because I want the majority of the lanolization to be on the inside, I am going to flip these inside out. Double check that they're still nice and soaky. Once I'm sure they're pretty saturated, I'm going to go ahead and just move them over to the side, and I'm going to fill up the sink with a couple of squirts of Johnson's baby lotion, Johnson's baby soap, or if you have wool shampoo, you can use that as well, and some lanolin. This is left over from when I was breastfeeding my son. You're literally just going to use a pea-sized amount in your hands. Rub them together like this, and then mix it in with the water. So as you're washing your hands, you're kind of blending the lanolin and the soap into the room temperature water. Once you get it all off of your hands, you then can submerge your woolies. I like to give it a couple of good squeezes, make sure that it's really sucking in that water. You can actually see like a thin layer of lanolin on the top of the water. As my sink doesn't keep the water in it very well, some people will let this now sit overnight. Some people will take it out after a half hour or so. I just leave it in there until all the water drains out. Usually I try to focus on keeping the butt area, and in this pair it's where the deer is, up. So as the water is draining out, that thin layer of lanolin on the top is going to end up settling down on top of the shorts. So for me, this is going to sit for, typically it takes about a half hour to 45 minutes for all the water to drain out. And then I'm just going to roll it up in a towel and get as much water out as I can and hang it to dry. And really simply, that's how you lanolize a pair of wool shorts.